Hello! Today we are doing Genesis chapter 31. Jacob flees from Laban. Jacob heard that Laban's sons were saying, Jacob has taken everything our father owned and has gained all of his wealth from what belonged to our father. And Jacob noticed that Laban's attitude toward him was not what it had been. So then the Lord said to Jacob, Go back to your land and your fathers and to your relatives. I will be with you. So Jacob sent the word to Rachel and Leah and to come to the fields where his flocks were. He said to them, I see that your father's attitude toward me is not what it was before. But the God of my father has been with me. You know that I've worked for your father all my strength, yet your father has cheated me in changing my wages 10 times. However, God has not allowed him to harm me. If he said, the speckled ones will be your wages, then all the flocks gave birth to speckled young. And if he said, the streaked ones will be your wages, and all the flocks bore streaked young, so God has taken away your father's livestock and has given them to me. In breeding season, I once had a dream in which I looked up and saw that male goats were mating with the flock were streaked and speckled or spotted. The angel of God said to me in the dream, Jacob, I answered. Here I am. And he said, Look up and see that all the male goats mating in the flock were streaked, speckled, or spotted. For I have seen that all that Laban has been doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed a pillar, and where you have made a vow to me. Now leave this land at once and go back to your native land. Then Rachel said, and Leah replied, Do we still have any share in our inheritance of our father's estate? Does he not regard us as foreigners? Not only has he sold us, but he also used up what was paid to us. Surely all the wealth that God took away from our father belongs to us and our children. So do whatever God has told you. Then Jacob put his children and his wives on camels, and he drove all of his livestock ahead of him, along with the goods he had accumulated in Padan Aram, to go to his father Isaac in the land of Canaan. When Laban had gone to shear his sheep, Rachel stole her father's household goods. Moreover, Jacob decided deceived Laban the Aramean by not telling him he was running away. So he fled with all he had, crossed the Euphrates River, and headed to the hill country in Gilead. Laban pursues Jacob. On the third day, Laban was told that Jacob had fled, taking his relatives with him, and pursued Jacob for 7 days and caught up with him in the hill county of Gilead. Then God came to Laban the Aramean in a dream that night and said to him, Be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. Jacob had pitched his tent in a hill county in Gilead when Laban overtook him. When Laban and his relatives camped there too. Then Laban said to Jacob, What have you done? You deceived me, and you've carried off my daughters like captives in war. Why did you run off secretly and deceive me? Why didn't you tell me so I could send you away with joy and singing to the music of trembles and harps. You didn't even let me kiss my grandchildren and my daughters goodbye. You have done a foolish thing. I have the power to harm you, but last night the God your father said to me, be careful not to say anything to Jacob, either good or bad. Now you have gone off because you longed to return to your father's household. But why did you steal my gods? Jacob answered Laban, I was afraid because I thought you would take my daughters away from me by force. But if you find anyone who has your gods, that person shall not live. In the presence of our relatives, see for yourself whether there is anything of yours here with me. And if so, take it. Now Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen the god. Is this supposed to say goods? Oh, gods. Okay, I'm just going to assume it says gods. So Laban went to Jacob's tent into Leah's tent and into tent of the two female servants, but he found nothing. After he came out of Leah's tent, he entered Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the household gods and put them inside her camel's saddle and was sitting on them. Laban searched through everything in the tent but found nothing. Rachel said to her father, do not be angry, my lord. I cannot stand up in your presence. I am having my period. So he searched but could not find the household gods. Jacob was angry and took Laban to task, I guess. What is my crime? He asked Laban. How have I wronged you in that you hunt me down? Now that you have searched through all my goods, what have you found that belongs to your household? Put in here in front your relatives of mine, and let them judge between the two of us. I have been with you for 20 years now. Your sheep, your goats have not miscarried, nor have I eaten rams from your flocks. I did not bring you animals torn by wild beasts. I bore the loss myself, and demanded payment from whatever was stolen by day or night. This was my situation. The heat consumed me in the daytime and the cold at night, and sleep fled from my eyes. It was like this for 20 years. I was in your household. I worked for you 14 years and your 2 daughters and 6 years for your flocks. And you changed my wages 10 times. If the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had not been with me, I would surely have been sent away empty-handed. But God had seen my hardship and toil of my hands, and last night he rebuked you. Laban answered Jacob, the women are my daughters, and the children are my children, and the flocks are my flocks. All you see is mine, yet can I do today about these daughters of mine, or about the children they have borne? Come now, let's make a covenant, you and I, and let it serve as a witness between us. So Jacob took a stone and set up as a pillar. He said to his relatives, gather some stones. So they took some stones and piled them up in a heap, and they ate there by the heap. Laban called Jagar Sahudutha, and Jacob called Galeed. Laban said, this heap is a witness between you and me today. That is why it is called Galeed. It was also called Mizpah, because he said, May the Lord keep watch between you and me in any way of each other. You mistreat me, you mistreat my daughters, or take any of my wives besides my daughters, even though no one is with us, remember that God is witness between you and me." Laban also said to Jacob, "Here is my heap, and here is my pillar that I have set up between you and me. This heap is a witness, and the pillar is a witness, that I will not go past this heap to your side and harm you, in that you will not go past heap and pillar to my side and harm me. May the God of Abraham, the God of Nahor, the God of their father, judge between us." So Jacob took an oath in the name of the fear of his father Isaac. He offered a sacrifice there in the hill country and invited his relatives to a meal. After they had eaten, they spent the night there. Early the next morning, Laban kissed his grandchildren and daughters and blessed them. And then he left and returned home. Alright. If you like that, cool. Hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.